What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Renaissance-Bodybuilder, a sneak peek into my mental health journey as I navigate through what it really means to be on a journey of self-discovery. I'm your host, Michael Otule. Welcome. Forgive me already for how I'm going to be sounding. I am just getting over sickness, so bear with me. Let's jump right into how I'm feeling, how I'm doing. I'm feeling great, especially coming off this win for the Dems. Shout out to the mayors that have won. Now it's our turn to hold these mayors accountable, make sure they do what they say they're going to do, and also make sure we continue voting. I know it's early, but next year's midterm elections, you see voting does work. So get your ass out there and vote. One of the things that I've been thinking about and are just wondering if anybody else is going through the same thing, and I think there is, I think I've seen some people go through this thing where I get overwhelmed very easily when trying to talk to people through text message or through messaging on social media, which then causes me to not answer like in a timely manner. Or I'll answer like around now because it's like 2 a.m. when everybody is asleep, because then it's just like, all right, I could think through my thoughts. I can clearly articulate what I want to say, but it only happens at night and not during the day when people are up and the world is awake, which is weird. But something I'm working on, something I may want to go back into therapy for, but we'll see. I have some travel plans coming up. I'm going to Houston at the end of this month. And this time, instead of staying with my mom, I'm going to be staying with my brother. Two things with that. One, my nephew doesn't know me just because I don't live in Houston and I'm not close to him. Granted, that can be changed through just calling and FaceTiming, stuff like that. But I just feel like there's more of a connection when you're like, obviously like with him and in front of him and playing with him and stuff like that. So I'm really, really excited about getting to know him even more. On the other hand, I'm really interested to see what my mom says and or thinks about me not staying with her, because every time, I visit or come to Houston, I just stay with my mom. This time, I don't feel like I want to stay with her. I don't know. I mean, obviously I'll come visit and maybe spend the night, 1 or 2 nights. But as for like just kind of just staying with her, I just don't feel it. And I feel like that's okay. One of the things with that though is just I'm very, very big on personal space. Having your personal space, having your personal things, and not having someone go into said personal space and just like rearranging shit or, talking about shit, judging you for shit that you do. And that is what mom does. But the funny thing is she will judge you to your brothers, not to, like, she won't tell me. So anything that she finds, anything that she does, she'll just tell my brothers, and my brothers will tell me instead of just telling me directly, which is weird. But hey, that's the dynamic we are in right now. So yeah, I definitely am excited about staying with my brother. And then I have LA in December, like I think the second week in December for a friend's birthday. So those of you who are in LA, let me know. Let's link up. That would be dope. Next thing, I know the time just changed this past weekend. So this statement may be a little premature, but I feel like I have seasonal depression like under control. I have a plan in place. It's getting darker at 5, bruh, 5 p.m. Whew. So that means during the day, I'm trying to get outside, whether that is for like a 30-minute walk, run, whatever, or just working out of a shared space, like going to, I don't know, there's Starbucks like down the street, go to a library, something to get out the house and in some sunlight. So that is like the plan, that is the goal. Even though it's going to be cold and me and the cold do not work, we don't get along, so I don't think going to a park would work. But yeah, still just being outside of this house is what the goal is. Next up, I am studying for the CBAP. It is a Certified Business Analyst Professional certification. So for those of you who don't know, my full-time job is a senior business analyst working for a mid-sized firm in software development. And I feel like now that I have this one job, I want to make sure I am really putting my all in this one job and getting everything out that I need, which also means like promotions, raises, management, stuff like that, like actually doing the things instead of just kind of like relying on my brand, my business, or just one job, or having another job. Getting this certification, I know it'll help boost me up, especially when I want to start doing freelancing. Just having the certification behind my name just feels more of a stamp of approval to me. It's kind of weird. That's even how I feel with like training in fitness. I'm not a trainer, even though I've been working out for over a decade and I know a lot of things, but I just feel like because I don't have a certification behind my name, it's not like I could just go out here and start training people. I talked to my mentor about that, and he was just like, just go get one then. So yeah, CBAP, plan on taking that before I leave for Houston in 2 weeks. Wish me luck. And then I was also even just thinking about like, why not just go for the PMP right after that, which is the project management certification. So it's just like, because as I'm studying for the CBAP, thank God I have over a decade worth of experience as a BA. So a lot of the stuff that I'm reading, I already understand, I already know it. So I'm just like, oh, okay, cool. Why not just go for the PMP and get more certifications behind my name as a true Nigerian? But one of the things that I did not like, I guess, or just kind of was hesitant about getting the PMP about is because I don't want to be a project manager. Like I don't like a lot of the duties a project manager has to do within a company or in an office, I should say. But that's been my view for, like I said, over a decade of project managers inside an office. I've never seen a project manager outside an office, and what did that look like until I was presented that opportunity to see what a project management looks like in the Navy. Again, light bulb quickly. Oh, there's project managers outside of just the office setting. Okay, let's do it. So now I'm game and I'm ready to go. Another thing I want to talk about is I picked up 2 more non-self-help books because why not? The first one is Between the World and Me by Ta-Nehisi Coates. It is basically a letter to his son about being Black in America. It's on damn near on every book list imaginable. So I was just like, you know what? And it's a quick read. So let me, get into it and see what's up. And the second book is called Independent by Karine Jean-Pierre, where she discussed why she went independent. If you don't know who Karine Jean-Pierre is, she was the Speaker of the House for Biden. She's also worked as Chief of Staff for Kamala, and she's also worked on the Obama administration as well. So she's done this. She's been in there. She's seen some things. And because she's seen some things, she was just like, you know what? She decided to go independent and she wrote a book about it. And since I'm a registered independent and I love how she thinks and I love what she talks about, I want to see why she went independent, to see if this book confirms why I went independent in the first place. Those are the things that have been on my mind. It's been a lot, but yeah, let's move on to the 3 affirmations that I found favorable this week, starting with I shift my mindset from worrying to accepting. This one, I want to change. I want to say I shift my mindset from worrying to action. Here's why. Because if I apply this to what is going on right now, like say in the government, I shift my mindset from worrying to accepting. So I'm going to need to accept what is going on in this government, is what you're saying. Yeah, no. So that's why I said I shift my mindset from worrying to action. So if I'm sitting here and I find myself worrying, then that means I need to start doing something. If I'm sitting here worrying about being late to work, I need to get up early or go to bed early, go to bed on time so I could wake up on time. If I'm sitting up here worried about, what the fuck is going on in the government right now, I need to get out there and be active and vote or become an activist, spread the word, spread the news. So that's why I was just like, I feel like I should change that one from accepting to action. Cool. I like that a lot better. Next one is my self-development is one of my top priorities. This is literally true. If this podcast does not tell you that, I don't know how else to tell you. My self-development is super, super important to me because I see how beneficial it can be for me, especially in the long run. And lastly, I stand by my decisions. I love this one because this one teaches me to stop before making any decisions, which has been something that I've been consciously doing because sometimes, or most of the time, decisions are final. You know what I mean? You can't kind of run it back. Normally, when I'm like presented with a decision to make, I would like make it really fast and then sit back and like, oh no, I need to change my mind. And I've done that so many times. So we're just like, all right, bro, like just calm down. Like when a decision comes, think through your thoughts. Ain't nobody rushing you. And if they are, so what? Still take your time. Okay. So this affirmation of me standing by my decision is super important to me as well, because once I make a decision, it's final until I change my mind, because I'm allowed to do that too. But yeah, those are the 3 affirmations I found for this week. Again, these affirmations can be found in the I Am app in your app stores. Let's move on to the episode. What we are talking about today is staying curious. And I say stay curious in everything that you do, because I feel like it makes life lighter. It makes life fun, and it's more of a discovery than a task of having to do things. In this episode, I want to walk through 4 different examples on why it's important to stay curious. Instead of asking, why didn't this go my way? Try asking, why can't I learn from this? Staying curious helps turn disappointment to discovery in life, in love, and even in conflict. So the first situation I want to talk about is staying curious in relationships. When you stay curious instead of assuming, you create space for understanding. So for example, instead of thinking they don't care about me, ask what's making them act distant lately. This approach keeps conversations open, reduces defensiveness, and invites deeper connection. Curiosity turns arguments into opportunities for clarity. A good example that I have for this one is when I was in that relationship. One of the things that I found out is that birthdays are a big deal for him. More to him than it is for me. Growing up, I never really celebrated birthdays. It was more of a like, here's a card, here's money, go about your day. Whereas for him, it was totally different. It was like a thing. So then one year he got really upset that I didn't really do anything for his birthday. So instead of me getting defensive and saying, well, growing up, I didn't do anything, so I don't know what you're getting mad about, I asked questions. I was like, well, what's up? Like, well, why, why is this such a big deal? Like, why what is going on? That's when I found out that birthdays were super important for him. So from there, I can adjust. You know what I'm saying? So since they're important to him, now birthdays, at least for his, are important to me. So that's like a prime example of how staying curious in your relationship can help with understanding both sides. The next one is curiosity in career goals. When things don't go your way, like missed promotions, slow progress, creative block, curiosity can reframe it. So instead of I failed, try what skills or lesson is this situation trying to teach me? That mindset keeps momentum alive, and even when outcomes aren't immediate. Prime example is me going for the CBAP. Like I said, over a decade of experience as a BA, and no real upward movement. Yeah, sure, get another job. You get a quote unquote raise. That was like the millennial way of getting a raise, is by getting another job. But now I want to stay at this job and I want to move up. How do I move up? Start talking to my manager and like, hey, what are some things that I can do that'll get me to the level that I'm trying to get at? Basically, I'm trying to take your job, bro. How do I get there? And that's when we started talking about, these different things and what I can do. That's how CBOP came up. So stuff like that. So staying curious in your career, at work, really helps with shaping or even giving yourself tasks to do to get to where you want to be. Next one is staying curious in self-reflection. So self-love, as we are doing our self-healing, self-development, we need to definitely, this is like one of the main places to stay curious in, because it could backfire. Here, let me show you how. Staying curious about your own emotions prevents judgment. We are very hard to judge ourselves, like anything, especially me, bro. Like, especially, like, I'm very hard on myself sometimes. So instead of saying I shouldn't feel this way, ask, why do I feel this way? And what is it telling me? It builds emotional intelligence and makes self-growth less about fixing yourself, because we're not broken, remember that, and more about discovering yourself, because it is a full-on discovery. Like, our human brains, our human minds, bro, is a powerful thing. Why not use it? Why not discover what you don't know? I just think it's like really cool. Then lastly, curiosity in everyday life. Curiosity keeps you from going numb to routine. So for example, try new routes to work, talking to strangers, or even my favorite, getting a goddamn hobby. You got to use your brain or lose it, bro. You got to stay curious in everything that you do. And I just feel like when you have a hobby, it sparks curiosity. You know what I mean? It sparks creativity that you can then now use in other parts of your life. Acts of curiosity keep your mind adaptable and your life feeling alive. Don't y'all want to be alive? Especially in the time of today? Like, yeah, I feel like, yeah, that's an easy yes. So, closing message, curiosity doesn't mean ignoring pain or disappointment. It just means choosing to explore instead of shutting down. The more curiosity you stay, the more life reveals itself to you. So yeah, stay curious, guys. Like it's literally beneficial to you, to your growth in your relationships, whether it be friendship and or just partners. Leave a comment below. Tell me about a situation where you had to stay curious to learn something new, for self-development, for growth in a relationship, anything. I love to hear stories. All right, guys, that is the episode. Thank you so much for listening. Please comment, like, subscribe, and share. It does help. It really does. Thank you so much, guys. Until next time, peace.